It's still a creature ninja. It's just, instead of a forest, it's a mountain. See? It's Dryad Mountain. Ooh, a lumberjack. I can cast you. Yeah! Get there, little guys. Alright. Lethal swing next turn. Don't time vault. Please don't have the time vault. Please don't have the time vault. Woo! This is how this deck usually wins. You're supposed to run more Maguses than I do. So much virtue. Doesn't change types, only subtypes. Okay, so time vault. Looks like he's combo. Dig through time deck. We can't run all of the things, only some of the things. Unfortunately. This deck is sweet! What's up, Taco? Hello. I don't think this is an Edric match, as much as I want it to be. I don't think it is. That's also like way too many decays for this match, isn't it? That's probably too many decays. That's gotta be too many decays. This could be a Gilded Drake deck. He could tinker into Blightsteel. Run all the things. I'm trying to run the right things, Taco. Preordained seems like the weakest cantrip. It goes first, quickly followed by maybe some missteps. I don't hate cutting some missteps. I think in this matchup I'm going to like the Curse Catchers more. I mean, I've gone some games where you don't run any missteps. I know that's bold, but... I mean... I just don't think this is the matchup for them. I could be totally wrong. Like, maybe the misstep is still better than the misdirection. I've always wanted to live the dream, though, of misdirecting an Ancestral. Instead of countering it, I'd rather misdirect it, but that's greedy. Maybe I still do run it. Maybe we cut the Ponder. It's just the weaker cantrip when you compare it to the Brainstorm. Like, what blue do we still want to run? I guess I shouldn't cut all my missteps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 blue. I need 3 more blue back in. We cut too much blue. We are going to run the mentals. I'm going to find 2 more. Don't let your dreams be dreams. I really like the creatures we brought in. You know what? I'm going to cut 2 decays because I'm not sure that that's correct until I see a little bit more about his deck. Let's see if we get rewarded for keeping in the missteps. This hand has a lot of permission. I might want to keep it on the back of that. It's not very proactive, but it's fast, you know. We're also on the draw. I'm going to keep it. It's a double force mental misstep hand. Well, excuse me, it's a single force mental misstep hand. There's a difference. Okay, Strip Mine. That seems excellent. I'm glad I brought back the one of Strip Mine. I think even if I add Moxen, I might still keep the Strip Mine. Squeegobble Beatdown. Oh, wow. We may have just won. Guys, we may have just won. Strip Mine, pretty good in Vintage. We could be aggressive about his cantrips. Strip Mine me? Sure. But I have a Mox. You don't have a Mox. Ooh, the Null Rod. Awkward moment. I'm not going to cast it because I'm the one with the Mox. I was figuring he was going to be the one with the Mox. We can slow roll this. We'll use it later in the game, probably. Still new to these formats, what the hell is happening, asks Taco. I'm trying to put a 1-1 into play. Gonna get blue. It also might be correct to get the Dryad. And the reason being is I'm very low on threats. Even though it means I'm getting the Squee out a turn later, I think I'm supposed to grab Arbor because it's a clock and a mana source all in one. And if I knew that ahead of time that I was fetching for the Arbor, I wouldn't have fetched it now. I would have end-step fetched it. No, Kappa. There used to be. We used to run a one-of card that beats Mentor. We used to run a one-of that beats Mentor. Whoa, he just pitched a Force. His hand is full of permission then. Absolutely full of permission. That is terrifying. My opponent's hand is nothing but permission if he's pitching a Force. That's terrifying. Basic Force seems more important. Alright, Hardcast Squee. Thank you. Yeah, Sulfur. Yeah, it was a Sulfur. That was why we were running Curse Catcher instead. But we're going to go with Familiars in the future, Kappa, because I think I ended up cutting it. Because there's not as much Mentor in Vintage. It was kind of a phase, and people grew out of it. You could cast the Null Rod now. We don't really need the Mox Jet, but I'd like to be able to cast the Abrupt Decay. Get in there, boys. Homeland Beatdown. Yeah, Squee and Dried Arbor not the premier threats in this deck, but they are technically creatures, and they will sometimes get there. A Mox. Okay. Time Walk. Okay. This is ambitious, but I am going to toast his Mox Jet, even though I'm probably supposed to use the Null Rod to shut it off. Or use the Ingot Chewer. We'll see if I regret that decision. I do not, because the Time Walk turned out to be not so great. I'd rather, in this deck, you'd rather hardcast Chewer. You can use it quick too, but this is the deck to hardcast this card. It's awesome. Because we go bigger than most vintage decks. Looks like he was mana screwed. I mean, I've got nearly Hardcast Force. Maybe I was supposed to hold up Hardcast Force instead of getting in for one. That's very suspicious, though. That's like, hey, I have a Force of Will. You know? Okay, he's drawn a land. That's what that looks like, right? If I can draw another Decay. Like, if I don't swing with Dried Arbor that says, hi, I have Hardcast Force of Will. Let me tell you about my deck. Is this Rug Hate Bears? Pretty much Roxas. It's Lumberjack Roxas. It's a very interesting deck. It is a rug deck. Sometimes you splash black. I splash black for Abrupt Decay and a Deathrite Shaman. And don't have double blue anyways. Oh, you're so right, Antries. You're so right. I always feel like we usually have mana dorks, you know, birds, Deathrite. You actually run birds in this because people find out that you're a graveyard deck. Game one, usually, they're like, oh, Squee. Okay, so balance. I must counter this. That is terrifying. He probably has a Force to force back. This is unfortunate. I mean, I get the Squee back, but I can keep the Dryad. We're both on 7. Yeah, I'm gonna Force here. You could argue that I'm supposed to keep the Mental Misstep, but I'm gonna pitch a Force to. I'm gonna pitch the Mental because if I draw another blue card, the other Force is live. Okay, Force, pitch, Inkwell. Okay. Choose lands to keep. So I'm going to keep the Arbor, and I'm going to keep the blue source. Actually, I think I have to keep the red source because our hand is a chewer. And And I have to recast Squee, maybe? Choose lands to keep. Oh, we're not keeping any creatures, excuse me. It's correct to just keep a Taiga. Choose lands to keep. So we keep the Taiga, we're losing the Dryad anyway, duh. Keep those two, we lose both creatures. We'll get the Squee back. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, you're so right, Frost. We'll have to sock the Arbor regardless. Yes, Hulk rules. We do lose the Arbor no matter what. You're so right. Hulk, are you the same Hulk we just played in Frost? You're that Miracles player I always seem to run into. What's up, guys? Now you can put a face to the Spawn guy. How's it going? We get the Squee back. I mean, he don't go away too easily. He keeps coming back. I'm just going to get the clock back on the board because we just drew a blue card to go with our force. I'm glad. Phew! Stopped them from choosing Arbor, says Cryptic. I actually wasn't reading the chat. I did realize it all myself, on my own. But, not that I'm trying to discredit you guys. You guys always do try to help. No, I realized it at, like, the last second. Yes! Survival. Oh, this is awesome. The problem is the Squeeze in play. And this is when you get sad. When you decided to use Squee as, instead of the engine, as a 1/1. You're gonna force here? Pitch Snapcaster Mage. I'm pretty sure I win this game if I can keep the survival. If I can land the survival, I'm pretty sure I win this. You have a Flusterstorm? It's like Christmas. I mean, I don't know if I'm survivaling the Chewer. Chewer's still really cool. Don't get me wrong. Let's put him to 9. Get there, Squee! Come on, little buddy! End step, we can survival the Chewer if he plays something problematic. I play Vintage, but I'm not Smash Hulk. This is a... Yep. I knew exactly what that was the second I saw lands going away. Actually, you know what? We should try to Magus him. We should try to Magus him. Especially if the next land he plays is not a basic. We should try to Magus this guy. And stasis you. I hope not. He'd need another permanent, AJ. Is this the Jace? Okay, it's a Jace. Okay. I still may Magus this guy, though. He's got non-basics. I may turn the Ingot Chewer into a Magus. You gonna bounce my Squee? Okay. Well, I'm gonna survival it, dude. Why would you do that? I'm survival. The Squee is awesome in my hand. That made no sense. That made 0 sense. Now I don't have to pitch the Chewer to get a Magus of the Moon. You guys could argue that I'm not supposed to Moon because then I won't be able to cast my Abrupt Decay, but I can cast most of my Magus pretty bad versus Jace bounce. Okay, hold up, I'll think then. I'll think of another plan. It could be Anger and hope for another creature that has enough power to kill the Jace. Hold up. It could be Anger, punch Jace. Hold up. If we get like a land off the top, I can do that as well. Alright, I'm gonna grab Anger. We're gonna try for it. Taste is pretty good. And we do have our mountain. Okay, what's our draw? Magus. Oh, we drew the Magus. Okay, interesting. You like Anger, get angry? That was not the creature I was hoping to draw. So I have a choice here. I can Magus and then he Jace bounces and then still gets to do his thing. Alright. No, it can't, Iron Blood. Relax. So if we pitch anger,